What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to do something that I normally do not do, and that is discuss politics. One specific aspect of politics, and that is the argument as to whether we should or should not raise taxes on the rich. Okay? Lately in the news, there's been a lot of discussion about this. In particular, one young congresswoman from New York is embarrassing herself, going on national television, saying that we should tax the rich up to 70%, and she has no idea what she's talking about. The fact that this girl's even in there is an embarrassment. A year ago, she was a bartender. Now, all of a sudden, she's a fucking financial expert, market and economic expert, and with the ability to dictate what should happen. This girl has no fucking idea about money and should not be there. Anyway, that is beside the point. The discussion at hand is not something that's brand new. This has been going on for decades, where certain people believe that we should take more money from those that have the most amount. We should take from the rich to redistribute somehow to give to the poor. I would never, ever believe that or stand with those people. To me, that is the weakest perspective and viewpoint that anyone can have. And the reason why is, first and foremost, we're supposed to be on one side together. We're on the same team. The government is the opposition. We don't fight amongst ourselves. That's first. And second, what kind of person looks to another and thinks that we should take from that person? And the answer to that is an envious person, one who covets what their neighbor has. And to me, that is not the way to be, ever. Don't worry about what someone else has. I have come across people with tremendous amounts of money, and never once have I ever thought, man, we should take that money from them as a country, the government, and give it to the poor people. I never thought that. And the reason I wouldn't, actually, I think the opposite. I think, man, good for them. If they're good people especially, I'm happy to see that they're so successful. Good for them. Never a fucking thought of envy. Never. And that's how you should look at the people who are most successful. Don't look at them and think, man, fuck them. They're so rich because they've been, earning off of the labor of the poor, or they're cheating the tax code. Or fuck, come on, man. Be happy for the people. Think to yourself, maybe if I continue in working hard and coming up with better ways to invest and save, maybe one day I could be rich myself and have those good things for myself and my family. But don't ever look at them and get angry at them. That's a fucking bitch-ass weak position. I would never feel that way. And another point is, the whole concept of having a budget deficit and needing money to continue to operate the nation, and then thinking we should take it from some of the people, is unbelievably stupid. Because at the end of the day, the only reason we are lacking in money and don't have as much as we need to continue operating is because of the fucking government. It's because of those fucking incompetent people who are supposedly our leaders. They're not my leaders. None of them. There's not one person in Congress, in the Senate, not even the fucking president, not even close, the president, who I would look to and say, this person's qualified to lead me. Not even fucking close. Because most of them are fucking idiots. And most of them are only there and concerned with their own self-interest. And that's it. They don't give a fuck about anybody else. I care about poor people. I'm very compassionate, much more so than most people. And you people out there have no fucking idea how generous I am and have been in the past and will continue to be always. And you don't need to know, because I don't need to broadcast it to people. But you don't solve poverty by taking from other people who have earned their money, or even if they've inherited their money. That's their money. You don't do that. You don't take from them and think that that's a solution to something. It's not. However they got their money, that's their fucking money. And when it comes to the proposal of increasing taxes, that in itself gets me fucking angry. Because I pay a shitload of taxes. And most people who are not business people don't understand the extent to which we're already paying. It's not just the sales tax. For those people who propose like a 70% income tax on the rich, it's not just income tax. I pay income tax, I pay business tax, I pay sales tax, I pay payroll tax. Every time I fucking buy something, I pay taxes. There are luxury taxes. There are all kinds of taxes that I pay already. So when people are in discussing the percentage of tax rate, you have to factor in everything. I pay a gigantic amount of property tax in itself, just for my house. It's fucking astronomical. You'd never believe it. And it's a fucking scam. I'm already fucking paying for something where even if I'm mortgage free and I own it and bought it free and clear, I don't own shit because I have to pay this fucking giant amount of money continually, forever. And that number is going to keep going up. So I'm already paying my fucking fair share of taxes and then some. So again, guys, the argument should never be between, separate groups of people pointing fingers at each other, but rather collectively point our fingers at the fucking source of the problem, the government. It's them who is fucking up. It's them who's fucking blowing all the fucking money. It's them who can't fucking handle budgets as they're allocated. It's not us. So I wanted to make this video, guys, so you hear a different perspective and try to understand where I'm coming from. It's not that I'm for rich people. There are a lot of fucked up rich people out there that did fucked up things to get it. But, for example, if what you consider a bad act is their, manipulating how they file their taxes and paying less as a result, you have no reason to get mad at them. You're a fucking fool if that's how you feel. Because you know what? Anybody with a fucking brain would do the same thing. As long as it's within the confines of the law, the government wrote the tax code. If there are ways that I can offset any fucking amount of money in tax liability, of course I'm going to fucking do it. Why is that a bad thing? That's the number one argument people say. Like, people were bashing the president about that. Oh, he didn't pay all these taxes and he did this. Listen, he was creative enough through his accounting methods with a team of accountants, I'm sure, to come up with a way where they were still within the law and save millions and millions and millions of dollars. Guess what? I would have done the same fucking thing. That doesn't make me a bad person. I'm already paying enough. Fuck, man. I can't understand it. So if you happen to be one of those people who think that that's the answer, that's the solution, to take more money from the rich people, come on, take a good look at yourself and listen to how you sound. You sound like a fucking bitch. You sound fucking weak. A real fucking man, especially. I know there are females out there. I'm going to emphasize the men here. A real man would never, ever feel that way. Those are some bitch feelings that you have there. To worry about what somebody else is doing. Don't even fucking think about somebody else. Worry about yourself. You take care of you and your family and let everybody do their own thing likewise. Mind your fucking business. Even for corporations that offset gigantic amounts of tax money, that's their fucking right to do. And at the end of the day, you keep arguing to raise taxes on those corporations, you don't have to be a fucking genius to know what's going to happen. They're going to pack their shit and get the fuck out of here and go somewhere else. As would I. And that's another thing. People have called and said it un-American in the past for people to shut down their fucking companies like Ford, General Motors, whoever it is, and go to China. Guess what, man? At the end of the day, I'm in business to make money. I'm in business to maximize my return on my investment and my time. I'm in business to provide the best fucking life and future that I can for my family and generations beyond. I don't give a fuck where I have to do that, but I'm going to go to where I can do that best. That's the bottom line. It's not un-American of me. It's un-American of the fucking government to treat business owners in such a fucked up way that we would even think to leave the country that we love and want to be in. But we will at the end. There's only so much that people are going to take. At the end of the day, business is something that has nothing to do with emotions. It has to do with fucking numbers. And for most large corporations that produce things, that are in the business of production, already now, and as it has been for the last 20 years, it makes much more sense to operate in other parts of the world, specifically East Asia, China. Even though China now is getting a lot more costly as well. But it makes sense to manufacture over there. Because over here, you're getting fucking destroyed on your taxes. The government is always going to keep trying to take more. And worse than anything else, society, the citizens themselves, are looking at you like you're the fucking bad guy for being successful. Corporations are the ones that provide the jobs for everybody. It's the fucking big bad rich guy who's providing work opportunity for everyone else. Without the rich, there's nothing, there's no economy. It's them who are investing. It's them who are lending. You need them. So, I don't mean to rant like this, guys. You know, sometimes I get a little upset when I discuss things like this. That's part of the reason I don't like to talk about politics. And I know a lot of people argue back and forth and things tend to get heated about stuff like this. But listen, guys, at the end of the day, to raise taxes to solve a fiscal problem is foolishness. Because the problem was created by the government. The answer to the problem, tax the fucking government. Tax them. Take back a good portion of the monies that we're being forced to give every year because it's being mismanaged. And it's being mismanaged to such an extent that we are in a probably $25 trillion deficit now. We don't have that money to pay it back. China fucking owns us already. The Chinese are the ones buying up all the fucking real estate. In my town, I live in a very wealthy town. You know who the fucking majority of buyers are? Chinese, cash buyers. Wealthy Asians are coming in because they're the ones who are benefiting from the United States' mishandling of its own economy and finances. These leaders that we have now are running us into the fucking ground and have been for decades. So something has to change, but that something is not to raise taxes and further incentivizing the very wealthy to just leave. In my state, in New Jersey, they've been doing that for so fucking long, keep raising taxes, and in the past couple of years, that's exactly what happened. People pack their shit and leave and say, man, I'm done. I would like to do the same. If I hate this fucking state for that and other reasons. I would do the same thing if I could. But my circumstance keeps me here for now. But the first chance I get, if an opportunity comes up, yeah, I'm fucking out. So when you push all these fucking rich people eventually, not that I'm rich like that, but the wealthier, the business owners, the job providers, you only push them so far and eventually they leave. And when they leave, you're stuck with a bunch of fucking poor people and no economy and nothing and no growth, stagnation. And we don't want that. I'm very interested in your guys' comment on this. Let me know also if there are other certain political things that you want me to discuss. Maybe I'll start doing that a little bit more than I have been. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Take care.